What's happening, everybody? This is Coach Mike Hoball as well, and I'm driving into work this morning. And I want to give you a little bit of message as I do so. Well, listen, guys, I just wanted to tell you about, or talk to you about eating in the morning. We typically call it breakfast, right? We call it breakfast, eating in the morning. That's what we do, right? But is it really important? Is it really necessary for us to eat first thing in the morning? I don't think it is. The body is very smart. The body does not need you to eat first thing in the morning every time you wake up. You know, I think a lot of times we do that because we just love to eat. And so when we have a little hunger pain, oh, you know what, I gotta get something to eat. And I'm hungry. My body's telling me to eat. I'm hungry. I didn't eat all night, so I'm hungry at 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Let me put something in my stomach. And the only reason why you're hungry is because your body is used to you eating in the morning and is used to you eating sugar. Most of us have been programmed to eat in the morning because most of us have been programmed to eat carbohydrates that cause us to be hungry in the morning. So when you're sleeping all night, your blood sugar may drop a little bit, right? Because you're not eating, you're fasting throughout the night. And so when you wake up, your body's like, give me more sugar, give me more of what I use to keep you alive overnight. Your body is alive when you sleep. Well, what's your body utilizing? It's utilizing energy. It's utilizing sugar to keep the bodily functions going, right? Your heart's still pumping, your lungs are still functioning, everything's still going while you're sleeping. So when you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm hungry, because the night before you ate a whole bunch of carbohydrates, right? Or the day before you ate a whole bunch of carbohydrates, because our society is trained to eat carbohydrates, not fats and proteins. Our society is not designed for us to predominantly eat fats and proteins. It's starches and carbohydrates. That's what makes you hungry. Okay? That's what makes you hungry. It's the starches. All right? Too much of those starches will make you hungry. Okay? So when we get up in the morning, our bodies are like, oh, give me some food, put a bagel down there, put some cereal, put some oatmeal, put some cream of wheat, put whatever. And we eat. Okay? But we don't have to eat at that time. Our breakfast can be 12 o'clock. It can be 1 o'clock. It can be 2 o'clock. You can extend your breakfast from the time you're asleep all the way deep into the next day. Your first meal does not have to be at the crack of dawn. And they market this, and when they market breakfast food, they always market it as some type of either a cereal, pancakes, bagels, things like that. And then they have a whole section, then they have a whole campaign of what types of food you should purchase for that time of the day, as though that's a breakfast food. No, break fast, breaking your fast. So they just create a whole category of a type of food that you should eat in the morning. Think about what they're doing. They have created a whole category of types of food that is breakfast. Breakfast restaurants. The breakfast menu. What's on the breakfast menu? Any food can be breakfast, because you're breaking a fast. You're breaking the time in which you have not been eating for several hours. And that does not have to be at 8 o'clock in the morning, identified with pancakes, bacon, toast, cereal, Pop-Tarts. That does not have to be breakfast, but that's what they market it as, because they want you to buy that stuff. They don't care if you have a food addiction. They don't care if you're going to gain weight. They don't care if you're diabetic. They don't care. All they care about is you spending your money to buy their food. They could care less about your health. The food companies don't give a crap about your health. They don't. If they did, then the foods that are banned in other countries, they wouldn't be here. But they don't care about your health. The pharmaceutical companies don't care about your health. They want you to be sick so they can keep making drugs to prescribe, and then they want to keep continuing to train dietitians and nutritionists and doctors to teach a certain message that all they need is a drug to help them with this problem. They don't need food. They don't need dietary modification. They just need a drug. So it's stacked against us. For those of us who are trying to be healthy, the odds are stacked against us. So listen, you don't have to eat in the morning. You try going with just some lemon water or some tea, with some MCT oil in it to kind of help with some satiety. But try going further and further and further in the day without eating. Okay? The health benefit of this is great because now you're allowing your body to say, okay, well, they're not putting any food in. Let me burn off pretty much any more sugar that's left. But now that I need energy, let me start utilizing a different energy source. Let me start tapping into the fat reserves. The longer that you go into the day without eating, your body has to pull energy from somewhere. People say, well, if you don't eat, they say that it's going to slow down your metabolism. That's the dumbest thing. And they say things and they make it sound so good, so logical, so sensible, so scientific. Your metabolism actually speeds up if you don't have any food because your body's whole design is to stay alive. The body says, there's no food energy, so let's shift this thing because we don't want to die. Let's shift it and let's find another energy. Let's rev up our metabolism. Let's go to another energy source and start breaking that down so we can sustain ourselves until food comes in again. And what does that body normally do? It goes to fat. Because fat is a more reliable source. I won't say reliable. It's more of an efficient source of energy. It's more efficient than carbohydrates. So you burn off that sugar. That's the quickest energy source that the body wants to use. And then once the body isn't receiving that, it's going to shift to a different energy source. It's not going to just say, okay, no more sugar, no more glucose. Well, we're going to just die. I'd have been dead. I'd have been dead. It is 7:57. I haven't eaten anything yet, and I won't eat until probably this afternoon. I haven't died yet, people. So don't let them tell you it's going to slow down your metabolism. You don't eat breakfast. That's what they're feeding you because they want to feed you breakfast. They're feeding you that lie so that they can feed you food that doesn't serve you in the morning. So don't buy it. Literally, don't buy the breakfast food. Don't buy that trash food that they're selling you, and don't buy that idea that nutritionists or dietitians try to throw down your throat because they're being told by these companies to promote this, promote that. No, they're liars. You don't need to eat breakfast if you don't have a need for it. You don't need to eat it. You don't need to eat breakfast. So I want to say, listen, have a good day. Try this. Try to extend your time without eating breakfast, without eating any food in the morning. I ain't gonna call it breakfast. Without eating any food in the morning, and have your breakfast, your breakfast meal, later in the day. Go as later and later and later as you possibly can, day by day, and watch your body begin to transition and start to shift the energy source that it's going to use to get you through those hours. It's going to shift to fat, okay? Internally first, then externally. All right? Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to y'all very, very soon.